The Wild won 1 of 3 contests against the Kings a season ago. Jesper Wallstedt starts for Minnesota. Former Wild draft pick Darcy Kemper in net for the visitors. The Wild from right to left on your radio dial in the opening period, wearing their green jerseys tonight. The Kings skating from left to right in the first in their white sweaters. Tom, what are you looking for early to know the Wild are ready?
Well, they have to be ready. I'm sure they talked about what happened the last game, and they were not ready at the beginning of some of those periods also. We saw that by the quick goals coming off the opposition six. But Minnesota can't worry about that right now. They need a good start. They got good goaltending. The guys in the front end have got to play well. This first line of Minnesota is on the ice right now, and they're expecting big things from them all season long.
It's Game 3 of the year for Minnesota. Game 4 for the Kings. To Tom's point, Saturday against the Blue Jackets, the Wild gave up a goal, 2:29 into the first period, 7 seconds into the third period, and 1:11 into the third. They also gave up a late second period goal in that game. You talk so often about the starts and conclusions of periods and just how vital they can be as Fiala walks in with a wrister off the mask of of Wallstedt as we welcome him to the contest, and Kirill Kaprizov now spiking one along for Matt Boldy. Boldy with 3 points in each of the first 2 games. Same for Kaprizov, the first Wild players ever to pull that off in the first 2 games of the season, back-to-back 3-point games. Fiala bumped by Middleton, laid it along for the defenseman Brant Clark to gallop ahead. Clark around the net of Wallstedt. He'll come out now left wing side and cycle it down low for Adrian Kempe. Kempe tries to feed the point, swiped away by Rossi, who dances with it for a moment, finds Kaprizov, he'll spin it back to Jonas Brodin as both teams finish a change. Brodin gains the offensive blue line and snaps it in, a minute gone by in the first. Again, the Wild from right to left on your radio dials, a clearing attempt by LA. Hits Marcus Johansson up high, careens into the netting, and our first whistle, 66 seconds in.
Yeah, 1 minute and 6 seconds you talk about, John. The thing is that these two teams have got the legs going right now, and starting with the LA Kings. I mean, this is a good skating hockey club. They want to get that first goal, though. They're so important. It takes some of the pressure off. Minnesota being at home here, they need to get that first goal. That will energize it. And we'll see what happens with the crowd also. The crowd picking up right now. It looks like a half-decent night. I wouldn't expect this many, but they have come to watch this team play.
Tarasenko feeds the point. Faber tried to launch one in front. It was batted around. Johansson will grab it. Wheeling up near the blue line, connecting with Brock Faber. Faber, the former LA Kings draft pick, of course, traded for Kevin Fiala a couple of years back. Wild deep in the offensive zone look to cycle. It's Johansson with his new line mates here in Eriksson Ek and Tarasenko to start this hockey game. Eriksson Ek tried to slide out in front. It was cut off by Andrzej Kopitar, the longtime Kings captain. And now LA in business here with Kopitar through center. Feeding it back to Kempe. Back-to-back 70-point seasons for Adrian Kempe. His contract is going to expire at the end of the year. He was one of several players talked a lot about maybe an early extension. It hasn't come yet. As off the rush, Trevor Moore with a wrister. Wallstedt the save, and he's able to hang on.
Yeah, you mentioned Kopitar, the fact he's retiring at the end of the season. I was hoping he'd do it before this game, but that is not going to be the case, so we'll see where it goes from there. But what a tremendous player he has been over the years also. 1,458th game here he is playing here tonight. That's absolutely tremendous. He's got 1,281 points in his career. Wow.
Second most all-time in Kings history. And for Kopitar, his 10th season wearing the C. I think all Wild fans echo your sentiments, Tom, because Kopitar's haunted the Wild. 5th most points any opponent ever against the Minnesota Wild franchise, Andrzej Kopitar.
Yeah, he loves to play against Minnesota. He's played him 56 times. He's got a total of 38 points. He's had 127 shots in that stretch. So you know what he likes to do when he gets the puck, and that is shoot.
Ryan Hartman, the neutral zone, churns it back. Zach Bogosian snaps it to his left for Z. Bouillon. So we mentioned the change up front. Johansson jumps up to play with Eriksson Ek and Tarasenko. Foligno slides down to play with Hartman and Trenyon. Very much a north-south line, you'd imagine there. But some change on the back end as well as Danilo Yurov carries in, left side a shot, and Turcotte deflects that out of play and then gives him a little business into the end glass. And looks like cooler heads will prevail here. But on the defensive side, Tom, we're going to see Bouillon play with Bogosian. They tried Bouillon and Spurgeon for a couple of games. And just, you know, as the early season continues, I think you're going to see this just comfort of certain players playing with other guys, the coaching staff, what they're liking, and just kind of tweaking things.
Well, you're looking at Bouillon, of course. He's more of an offensive player, and a terrific player he is. He's got great wheels. He knows how to move that puck. He has great vision of the ice, but he's playing with a seasoned veteran also, and that being, of course, the big guy, and that's what you want back in that point position when you have a guy like him you can depend on him to kind of help out the youngster a little bit.
So Middleton and Spurgeon back as a D pair. We've seen them play so many minutes together since the Wild acquired Middleton a few years back. And that means Brodin and Faber, the other D pair for Minnesota. Damon Hunt, David Aircheck, as well as Hunter Haight, the scratches for the Wild. And, of course, two players on IR, Zuccarello and Sturm. As a shot by Brant Clark deflects wide. Liam Ogren skies it up, not out. Kept in at the blue line and jammed down low by Joel Edmondson. Speaking of changing up the D pairs, that's what the Kings did during Saturday's loss in Winnipeg and practice yesterday in St. Paul. Some new sets for them as Byfield looks to launch one in front. Good play by Spurgeon to cut it off, and then Spurgeon will lose puck, jams it out the center. Kaprizov deflects it alone. It's Rossi over the blue line right side. Marco Rossi stopping at the faceoff dot. Rolled it along Kaprizov, cutting around the net of Kemper. Here is Kirill Kaprizov all the way up top. Hands it along to Faber. One to activate, then stopped and fired one that went just wide. But a good skating game so far. 4 minutes expired time. No scores. Rossi steals down low. Got it to Boldy for a shot block. Rebound. Boldy tried to fire it to the back post. And Kaprizov couldn't come up with it. Well, this line, Tom, every single time they've been on the ice for 2+ games, they have been impactful.
Yeah, and Kaprizov made a play at the blue line there. How he got that puck over to Rossi is beyond me, but he did a great job. He's got great vision and great hands. He knows exactly where to put that puck.
Icing waved off on the Wild. Kings spear it ahead and out the center. Middleton will flex it to the right side. Spurgeon chops it along. Boldy tries to tip it in. It leaves playing surface and ends up in the Kings bench. 15:33 to go in a scoreless first period here from St. Paul.
Well, attention to our season ticket members. Once again, we're going to reward you for listening all season long. So get ready to earn those bonus Forever Wild Reward points. Enter the code GUARD. That's GUARD to receive 100 bonus points on your account. That offer will end at midnight tomorrow. Right now, just 2 shots on net, both of them by the LA Kings at this point in the scoreless hockey game.
Kings were second in the league in shots against per game last year. Also second in the league goals against wise last season. They've been top 5 in the NHL in goals against and shots against in back-to-back years. But so far through 3 games, they've given up 12 goals. They've given up 3 or more in each of the first 3. Maybe that's in part why they scrambled around their D pairs. Like I said, back half of Saturday's game and into Sunday's practice yesterday, Kings rolling out Dumoulin with Doughty, Edmondson and Clark, Mikey Anderson playing alongside Cody Ceci. They had started the year with Ceci and Dumoulin, 2 free agent acquisitions, both veteran guys as a pair, and it just wasn't working out. They were on the ice for way too many goals against. As the centering feed by Trevor Moore and a whistle as that puck was going through the Wild slot.
We're going to have an interference call. I believe it's going to go against the LA Kings also.
Yep. I think it's a moving pick.
Yep. And here's the call.
Los Angeles Kings, number 37, 2-minute minor penalty for interference.
And Provo's going to get the call on this one right in the corner there, and that's a good call by the official. 2 referees are Chris Schenkler on this one and also Garrett Rank, but Minnesota will go in their first power play of this scoreless hockey, and Minnesota had 4 power play goals the other night.
Kings have been in a lot of penalty trouble early in the season. Shorthanded 16 times in their first 3 games as Bouillon with the wrister off the draw. Stick save Kemper, and the rebound paddled down. Saturday in Winnipeg, they didn't start on time. Jim Hiller, their head coach, said they were ready to start. We weren't. And to that point, the Kings took 3 minors in the opening period Saturday. And Jim Hiller was elaborating on their slow start, basically saying, you know, when a team's sharp and another one's not, you're a little behind, you're not on your game. That's when you start to hook and hold and you put yourself in some trouble.
Yeah, you're absolutely good. The mental part of the game is so important. If you're a little bit tired mentally, you're going to be in trouble.
Stretch pass, a home run feed for Eriksson. That goes awry, and it's icing on the Wild. 1:25 left on the interference penalty to Fogle. Almost 6 minutes gone by in the first. No score here in St. Paul.
Joe, it's amazing. You and I have watched a lot of practice sessions also, and you watch how quickly they move the puck. I mean, it's intense out there in those morning skates when they're not even playing the game, but boy, they move the puck so quickly, and that goes the same on both teams. Not just Minnesota doing that. All the teams are, and it's the speed of the game. It's amazing. Instead of with Connor McDavid was clocked at 24.7 miles per hour during the game.
Not driving to the ring.
Sometimes my car doesn't go that fast. Can you imagine going that speed?
Here's Boldy stepping in on side, left wing wall, tried to center Erickson. That got tangled up. His jab pass reaching Tarasenko, grabbed by Z. Bouillon, who got his first NHL goal Saturday, also had an assist. Fourth youngest Wild player, defenseman ever score goals. Tarasenko side angle chance, Kemper the save. The youngest Wild defenseman ever strike and find the back of the net, Matt Dumba. Here's Bouillon trying to burst back in off a reset. Found Tarasenko left wing wall. Vladimir Tarasenko had a helper in Saturday's defeat. They'll smash it behind the net. Edmonton took over from there and jams it all the way down.
You know, Bim just a moment ago, I made a great play. It was two defenders on each side of him, and he faked them out, and they kind of split apart. He was able to get around them. The kid's got some great hockey intelligence.
Here's Kaprizov carrying the puck along. Hands it back for Vinny Hinostroza. Wild in the midst of a change here on the power play, which is down to its final 15 seconds. Spurgeon got crunched in the corner, but he rolled it along. Left point Rossi to Kaprizov. Now at the goal line, Hinostroza try to muscle it in front for Hartman. That's cut off, and Yoel Armia, another free agent acquisition this summer, sends it down. Armia played 81 games with the Montreal Canadiens last season. He was top 5 in the NHL amongst forwards in shorthanded time on ice. Out there at the end of this penalty kill, which has now been a successful one for Los Angeles. They're back to full strength hockey as Byfield over the blue line, handed it back. Fiala looking to go find Quinton Byfield again, left wing wall. Wild player had a stick knocked out of his hands. It was Rossi. Play continues as a long shot glanced off the left arm of Alstead and trickled into the corner. Brock Faber eventually to lose puck, rolled it along Hinostroza, swatted it past some pressure, and then had his pocket picked on the backside pressure by Byfield.
Yeah, you get that. If you slow down, you get the puck, you got to move it. If you don't, somebody is going to pick your pocket.
I'm surprised right by the Wild bench, nobody communicated that to Hinostroza. He seemed like he had no idea big 55 in white was right behind him.
Yeah, depends what language they're talking.
Byfield's 6'5". He's not exactly hiding out there. Kopitar out of the right wing corner offensive zone. Feeds the point. Clark fumbled it out the center. Just kept it away, though, from Urov. And was able to spike it back in a bouncer that's knocked aside by Volstead. So Jared Spurgeon, the Wild captain, back of his own net, sitting at 299 career points. He'll swing it along for a tip-in by Yakov Trenyon. Back is Joel Edmondson for the Kings defense. Over to Clark. Had some trouble with that puck. Wild forecheck causing some havoc here. It is Trenyon, Urov, and Johansson right now with Bouillon and Bogosian. Adrian Kempe picks a puck up from the pile, speeds to his left, and then slows the pace down before wristing one off of his teammate Kopitar.
Thank you very much.
You could hear him yell from all the way up here in the Al Shaver press box as he rocketed a snap pass off his teammate's left boot.
He must be watching Lou Nanny's tapes.
Or they could have had a disagreement yesterday and the day off. Who knows? Here's Liam Ogren for Minnesota, and this play is offside as he crossed the blue line, and a shot was blocked down in front. Timeout on the ice, 10:52 to go in the opening period. We can talk about that with Lou Nanny on this road trip coming up, can't we?
Yeah, we're going to meet up with him in, I think, Dallas or Washington, one or the other.
It's a scoreless game thus far in St. Paul, nearing the midway point of the first. When we come back, the Wild and the Kings. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
The Royal Golf Club is the Twin Cities' newest private club and the official golf club of the Minnesota Wild. Designed by legends Arnold Palmer and Annika Sorenstam, the Royal Golf Club features an 18-hole championship golfing experience along with world-class dining and club amenities. The Royal Golf Club, located just minutes from downtown St. Paul, blends a unique private club sophistication within a relaxed, natural setting. If you'd like more information about Royal Golf Club and limited membership offers, please visit RoyalClubMN.com today.
Minnesota is home to wild hockey and wild weather. Snow, hail, ice, your home takes it all. Thankfully, Andersen makes it easy with windows and doors that perform as great as they look. As the #1 trusted window and door brand, Andersen products are built to handle whatever Minnesota throws at you, season after season. In a world where a lot can go wrong, trust your home to Andersen, the official window and door partner of the Minnesota Wild. 2024 Andersen brand surveys of U.S. contractors, builders, architects, and homeowners. For warranty info, visit AndersonWindows.com.
We're here to give you a little push to pick up a Minnesota Wild push flannel ticket pack when the Wild host the Ducks November 15th. The co-branded Wild and Bush beer flannel is Kush. The boys need you in St. Paul to scream and cheer your loudest. We promise no one will shush. Visit wild.com/promotions for more info.
Hey, it's Chris Hockey, and you're listening to Wild Hockey on The Fan.
Well, there's nothing like the energy of a Minnesota Wild game at Grand Casino Arena. From big hits to highlight reel goals, every matchup brings the action. Grab your single game tickets now at wild.com/tickets and be part of the excitement all season long. And I think it is going to be an exciting year for this hockey club. Everyone who still, I think every team in the league right now, Joe, has got some players that are out of the lineup because of injuries so early on, which is unfortunate for the fans because you want to see those players on the ice, not in the infirmary. But right now the face-off is outside the defensive zone of the LA Kings. Shots right now are 3 for the Kings and 2 for Minnesota. No goals yet with 10:52 to go in period number 1.
Wild from right to left on your radio dial as we're back to live action. Drew Doughty saunters along, fires it ahead. It tips in. Volstead knocks it to his right. Ryan Hartman pounds it off the boards. It leaked up, not out. Holding in, LaFerriere with a long shot, knocked down and awkwardly then kind of juggled and covered by Volstead.
Yeah, a little bit off balance there. It came to him. He dropped the puck, but very quick presence of mind to get back in position, putting off that right skate and dropping on top of that puck, and that'll bring the face-off to his immediate left.
Line change for both sides. Of course, being on home ice, the Wild, the benefit of the last change if they want to use it. Jim Hiller, the Kings head coach, in his second full season with L.A. You mentioned injuries, Tom. Of course, the Wild, no Zuccarello, no Sturm for several weeks. Corey Perry's on IR for the Kings, an off-season addition. The 40-year-old had 10 goals in the 2025 Stanley Cup playoffs with Edmonton.
Yeah, you mentioned Jim Hiller. What a great job he did last year with his club also. Went 48, 25, and 9 on the season. I mean, tremendous amount of points for him.
They were almost unbeatable at home last year. 31 wins at Crypto.com Arena for the LA Kings.
Yeah, they had, it's interesting. They had 66 points at home, 39 on the road. That's amazing.
And I mentioned going kind of off the air the other night after the Wild lost their home opener, which has been rare in their team history. The Wild were one of just 2 teams last year in the NHL to make the playoffs with more road wins than home wins. So these 2 teams kind of opposites a year ago. Kings so dominant home, and the Wild road warriors. Offensive zone deep in enemy ice is Joel Eriksson floated along to Tarasenko. Nifty shake and bake move by Tarasenko, and then a second move. He unfortunately lost it out the center. So the Wild regroup with Spurgeon firing it along. Johansson middle of the ice over the offensive blue line. Left wing pass, Eriksson rims it around the wall. Quentin Byfield had it escape him, but it gets out the center where Jonas Brodin charges to it. Got away from Byfield momentarily, poked it the way of Tarasenko, furthered along then to Johansson, and as the Wild change, the Kings look to start back over the blue line with Armia skying it in. Caught and held by Volstead. He'll get a whistle.
Yeah, good flow to the game. Both of these teams right now are doing a good job of moving the puck and no nonsense happening. Yep, that doesn't mean it won't happen.
I think we got another timeout here on the ice as the video board shows Danila Yurov in his first regular season NHL game. Crowd gives him a nice round of applause. We'll be back after this. Still no score. The Wild and the Kings from St. Paul. You're listening to Wild Hockey presented by Grand Casino.
Not far away, but nothing close to ordinary. Grand Casino is right here, ready to surprise you with the ultimate staycation. With big games, better rewards, beautiful hotels, and entertainment catered to you. The thrills just never let up. So make the trip and feel it for yourself. Every mile leads to more at Grand Casino.
Wake up at 5. Lace up their skates. You want to see them win state. After all, that's all your kid dreams about. And a strain, sprain, or break doesn't have to take that away. Tria Orthopedic Urgent Care is here for them 7 days a week with no appointment needed. And with Save My Spot, you can reserve your place in line and show up closer to check-in time. With Tria by your side, your body can do amazing things. Visit tria.com/SaveMySpot to learn more.
This is a Pentair Scoreboard
update.
Oh, we should mention a happy Canadian Thanksgiving, and with that comes a lot of hockey already in the books, including in Buffalo, where the Avalanche improved to 3-0-1 with a 3-1 win over the Sabres. The Sabres 0-3 on the season. The Islanders are also winless at home today. They got beat by the Jets 5-2. Elsewhere, the Lightning clipped the Bruins 4-3 to hand them their first loss of the year. The Predators beat the Senators 4-1 in Ottawa, and the Red Wings edged the Maple Leafs 3-2 in Toronto. Those are your finals from earlier today. Tom Reed, Joe O'Donnell, happy Canadian Thanksgiving.
Well, thank you very much. That's coming from the big turkey himself. And with that, this is a busy time. Minnesota now with 6 games.
Let's go back to the big turkey to your right there.
No, let's not. Go on to your news and notes.
I don't think it's done yet.
Well, happy Canadian Thanksgiving to you, Tom Reed.
Well, thank you very much. My family always has a great Thanksgiving Day dinner planned, and they will have that again tonight.
And what's the usual tradition? Anything in particular?
Canadian club and a turkey.
Had a guy. I'm sure it's a Canadian turkey as well. Here's Byfield slapping it along to Mikey Anderson, Minnesota native, up to Yoel Armia. His pass was stripped away by Boldy, who lasers it in from the offensive blue line. And on the forecheck, Boldy bumped Anderson, turning with it Armia. Rink-wide pass for Kevin Fiala. Fiala has always played well against the Wild post-trade to the Kings. Got a 6-game point streak against Minnesota. And for whatever reason in this building, playing with the Wild or against them, here in St. Paul, 104 points in 115 career regular season games. He is a talented guy.
Yeah, he really is. I was going to say, he's a good player, too. He knows how to play the game. He's not a real physical guy, but, boy, he knows how to put the puck in the net.
Trenyon to Hartman as they crisscross. This play just a hair offside as the Wild had something going there, but just the way that sort of crisscrossing passing play worked for Minnesota. Hartman was in early, Trenyon was in early, and big man Marcus Moose Foligno was barreling over the blue line a touch too late with the puck. So 8:08 to go in the first. Just 2 shots for the Wild, 5 for the Kings. And the Kings, last couple of years in particular, very stingy from a defensive perspective. Hartman intercepts at center. And, of course, coming off franchise record 52 shots, you're going to have just 2 halfway through your next period. As Hartman gets the 3rd shot, Kemper a glove save. It's loose in the low slot. Still loose under Sea Bodies. Penalty call coming. It's going to be on the Kings. Trenyon with a backhander. Kemper swats that away. And there is the whistle. So all that chaos.
Yeah, it's going to be a roughing call, I think, in front of the net there. They're trying to get a hold of, I believe it was Foligno that was down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still getting up kind of slowly.
Los Angeles penalty number 96, 2 minutes, cross-checking.
Well, number 96, that's going to be Kuzmenko getting the call on this. And, boy, he's had a pretty good start. 3 points in 3 games. 7 hits so far. He's got a streak going in the last 2 games. He's picked up those 3 points. But this penalty coming at 12:14 of the scoreless first period.
A adventurous year, maybe a good way to put it, for Andrei Kuzmenko. Last season played for 3 teams, the Flames, the Flyers, and then the Kings. And he kind of seemed to finally latch on in L.A. down the stretch and into the playoffs.
Yeah, well, you elevate your game when you play with good players also, and he certainly, I think, has found a home.
William, a shot off the draw. Erickson to the rebound. Couple of saves there by Kemper. Now, all of a sudden, the Wild have evened up things in the shot department at 5 aside. Another power play for Minnesota, as this one is lasered all the way down by the Kings penalty kill. 4 power play goals for the Wild Saturday. They're 5 for 11, 5 for 12 on the season, up to the second with the man advantage. Williams brings one back. Boldy lost it. Kaprizov tried to keep it alive. And eventually this play is whistled down. It's offside on the Wild with 7:18 to go in the first and no score.
Well, you keep on moving, and of course you want to move that puck as quick as you possibly can. Still a little over a minute and a half to go for Minnesota with the man advantage for the second time in this game. Face-off is outside the defensive zone of the Kings. These two teams have met 87 times going into this contest. Minnesota's record is 43, 29, and 15 in that stretch.
Boldy dances through the neutral zone, spins it back for Kaprizov. 11 shots on goal Saturday for Kaprizov after not having any in the opener. The 11 shots on goal in a single game tied a franchise record previously set by Brian Ralston. See Bouillon, after the Kings clear down, finds Tarasenko into the wheelhouse of Kaprizov as we're near the midway point of the Wild's second power play of this evening. Rink-wide pass it goes. A shot stopped. Rebound, hoping for it, was Kaprizov. Couldn't come up with it after that long wrister by Eriksson was handled by Kemper. Falsed it out with his goal stick, trying to catch the Kings in a change. Kaprizov whips it to Rossi. Back to the blue line, Spurgeon just hacked it down low. Eriksson went between the legs on a centering pass, nothing there. Spun around by the Kings and labeled out the center. Spurgeon hoping for Kaprizov. That went Eric. Short-handed. Trevor Moore peels up right circle. Waits. Took a shot. Blocker saved by Wallstedt.
Nice play by Wallstedt. Just challenged the shooter.
Vinny Hinostroza now spikes it to Rossi. He'll jab it in the final 22 seconds of the power play. Hinostroza below the goal line. Got some help from Rossi supporting well. Scooped to the left point. The captain Spurgeon across the blue line. Feathered it to the slot. Johansson spun and wrist one. It was blocked. Spurgeon right side. Score!
Well, once again, Minnesota moving the puck quickly. You like that tape-to-tape action with the puck, and it's not on the stick for very long, but it's going to be the captain, the guy who has led this team so long. And when he first came here many years ago, Joe, I didn't think he'd make this squad. Boy, what a captain and what a player he's been for this team. But he gives Minnesota the lead on their 8th shot of this hockey game, coming at 14 minutes and 4 seconds of the period. Just keeping the puck, the energy going, and that's what you're looking for.
300th career point for Spurgeon. He now moves into a tie for 5th place in power play points in Wild history with Pierre-Marc Bouchard and Kaprizov, who notched that milestone on Saturday. And the Wild, for the second time in 3 games, have the opening marker. Kings in their first 4 games have scored once, just one time.
On the power play, first goal of the season for number 46, Jared Spurgeon. Assisted by number 90, Marcus Johansson. And number 23, Marco Rossi. Time of the power play goal, 14:04.
Excuse me, 299 career assists for Spurgeon before this one. So he's still at 299. I had said 300 career points, I think, a moment ago.
That's okay.
And that came off behind Darcy Kemper, and it nearly, I think, killed him in the process.
Yeah.
It was one of those where it tipped down, and so the front of the crossbar was down on the ice. He went way out to his right to get away from that, and they eventually blew the whistle. So we have a stoppage here. The officials are trying to deem whether or not we're taking our last TV timeout here. Yep, they're going to bring out the ice crew. So 5:23 to go in the first. Spurgeon a power play goal, and the Wild have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah,
Take a break.
Yeah, I'm just going to mention that Johansson, I thought, is really stepping up his game this year, Joe, and he will pick up one of the assists in that goal.
Yeah, Rossi, the other helper. Wild 1, Kings 0 late in the first. Back after this, you're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
Wild fans, to celebrate 25 years as an official partner of your Minnesota Wild, Bryant will donate $25 for every goal the Wild score this season to the Minnesota Wild Foundation and its Skate It Forward initiative. Skate It Forward helps grow community hockey by making it easier for first-time players to hit the ice, with the ultimate goal of making the first year of ice time free for every young skater in Minnesota. Together, we'll skate it forward. Let's go Wild. Bryant, official heating and cooling company of the Minnesota Wild, whatever it takes.
We live in an instant world, but when it comes to getting paid for our hard work, we're stuck waiting 2 weeks. That's a system designed for a different time, and it's holding you back. Whether you're an employer wanting to offer a great new benefit or an employee looking to make your money work better, Daily Pay gives you access to earnings you've already worked for. Pay that bill, fill up your tank, or handle that unexpected expense, all on your schedule. Just like the Minnesota Wild doesn't wait to make the play, you don't have to wait to get paid. Visit dailypay.com/wild and get your money when you need it.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Yo, it's Paul Allen from 9 to noon. Every Wild game is on your home for the Wild, KFAN.
No, 5:23 to go here in period number 1. Minnesota outshooting the LA Kings 8-6. More importantly, they lead on the scoreboard 1-0 on the power play go by Spurgeon, his first point of the season. Johansson will pick up 1 assist. That's number 2 for him in that department. And for Marco Rossi, he will get an assist as well, and that is his 3rd in that department. So Rossi now with 3 assists to go along with the 1 goal he scored earlier.
Draw will be out at center. During the commercial break, I had a chance to get my act together. It's the 118th career goal for Spurgeon. Still sitting at 299 career assists. He's now 6th, tied for 6th all-time franchise history in power play points with 133. Kaprizov, because he and the Wild were so good on the power play the other night, is now at 135. So he's in 5th all-time. Spurgeon and Pierre-Marc Bouchard are now tied for 6th together, and I don't think Pierre-Marc Bouchard's going to gain any more power play points. I just have a feeling Spurgeon will take over 6th in sole possession at some point. Puck ends up in the stands. Where did that leave the playing surface from? It was flipped ahead by L.A. And it doesn't appear we'll have a delayed game penalty.
That's what it is.
Will be.
Yeah.
Took a while.
55 Los Angeles. 2-minute minor penalty for delay of the game. Plus on a play.
So, Tom, a couple of things here. One, we saw the Blue Jackets send the puck over the glass. It felt like every 10 minutes Saturday. And the Kings, we said it, they've been taking just far too many penalties.
Yeah,
this is their 3rd of this period already.
Yeah, Byfield is a big body, too, 6'5", 225 pounds, but he'll pick up the penalty on this one coming at exactly 15 minutes of the first period with Minnesota leading 1-0. Face-off deep in the LA Kings zone.
This is the Kings' 10th regulation period of the season. This is the 19th time they've been shorthanded.
Wow. That will not sit well with the coaching staff or for the teammates as well. They need to be on the ice.
Tarasenko just had a stick slashed in 2 off the draw. Play continues. He's going to have to race to the bench here if he can get untangled from a pile of bodies. Meanwhile, the puck skitters free. Kaprizov raced to it, spun, got away from some trouble. Through the high slot, Kaprizov just had it poked away. Penalty. For the Kings. It's going to be a hook and a lengthy 5-on-3 coming for the Wild.
Los Angeles penalty number 9, 2 minutes. Hooking.
It's called discipline. But Dowdy's going to go, and he's been a player who's been to the penalty box many times in his career. Terrific player now in his 18th year in the league. This is game number 1,211 for him. Can you imagine playing that many games, Joe? And especially at this pace. But right now he's on a streak coming into this game with 2 points, both being assists in the last 2 games he's played. But he's in the box right now at 15-18 of period number 1.
So 5-on-3 for the Wild. They've had a couple of 5-on-3s already this season. Yet to score on one. The others from the other night against Columbus were really abbreviated. This one, 1 minute and 43 seconds. Off the draw, the Wild handle it. Bouillon feeds Boldy outside the right circle. Down low it comes Kaprizov. Dances below the goal line. Send it along Tarasenko. Back to Kaprizov as they play catch back of the net. Tarasenko up top. Boldy a drive. Kemper the save, and he was quick to hang on to that one.
You lots of 2 guys behind the net. And when you have a guy like Kaprizov, you're back there, back and forth. You get to sleep, you get mesmerized by them. All of a sudden, it comes the other way, and Boldy waiting for that clear shot. Takes it. Save is made. They'll keep the face-off deep in the LA zone.
We've seen that below the goal line offensive zone give and go with Kaprizov and Zuccarello in the 5-on-3s. Now it's Tarasenko because Zuccarello is on IR. You wonder how much they work on that and when that kind of came about. I'm guessing Kaprizov pulled him aside and said, look, here's the deal. On a 5-on-3, this is what we like to do. Tarasenko steps over the blue line. Feathered it right side. Kaprizov up top. Booyah back to Kaprizov for a drive. Kemper read it and fought it off. Big save there. Kaprizov dug the rebound free. 1:05 to go in the 2-man advantage. Wild lead 1-0 here with 4 minutes to go in the first. Booyah high slot. Right circle. Dealt it along to Tarasenko. He'll pivot and roll it back down to the right side at the dot. It's Booyah. Goal line pass. Kaprizov wheeling up through the high slot. Protecting it. Kaprizov shot one. He scores! And the Wild have a 2-0 lead.
16-13 the time of that goal also, and just good patience by Minnesota in the offensive zone. And you watch Kaprizov. He takes that puck. He's looking to the sides, but he's looking at the net also. And once he looks at that net, he knows exactly where he wants to go with it. And I was watching him yesterday taking shots at a practice, or out this morning, I should say, taking shots, trying to get the crossbar. And he hit it probably 8 out of 10 times, and that's from a distance from the far blue line. But he gives Minnesota that 2-0 lead, both on power plays by Minnesota once again.
And the Kings still with Kempe in the box for 1:05.
Scoring for Minnesota! On the power play, third goal of the season for number 97, Kirill Kaprizov.
Tarasenko fires one on the right side. Boldy, it's a power play. Sets up again. Boldy scores! A tough angle shot, and Boldy muscled it through Kemper. It's 3-0 Wild.
Well, just let the crowd play it out. You can hear what they're feeling right now, and they're all standing. What a terrific effort by Minnesota once again. The power play that wasn't so good last year is certainly working for Minnesota this year. When you look at Minnesota's power play last year, they were 10th overall at 22.7%. They're way beyond that right now, but it's a long season. But boy, power plays make a huge difference. Specialty teams are so important, and Minnesota is showing that once again in this contest.
That is now 8 power play goals on the season for the Wild. 8. This is game 3. Adam Abrams didn't even get a chance to finish that last PA announcement. We're back to live action again. Foligno offensive zone right side. The Wild buzzing here. Foligno hands it to Brodin. A shot bounced around in front. It's loose to score! Oh, they're going to wave it off. They're going to wave it off. Hartman tucked it in, but they're going to say goalie interference. I mean, why wouldn't you just let it play out, let the Kings challenge? That's the one thing I never understand.
Minnesota, number 38, makes incidental contact with the goaltender in the crease, not allowing him to play his position. This is goaltender interference. No goal.
Well, let me see that play again.
Right, just, again, my point, and it might be wrong, but why not just let the celebration go on and let Jim Hiller challenge? If it's that clear.
Well, Byfield was right on top also, on top of Hartman.
So Brodin fluttered one through traffic. It pinballed around. I mean, Ryan Hartman at no point, I mean, the referee said it great, incidental. At no point in there, other than going hard to the front of the net, is Ryan Hartman doing anything to really impede Darcy Kemper.
Yeah, Joe, you're absolutely right, and I think he really has put himself in a position he's not going to do the nonsense plays.
Right.
We saw that night when he got cross-checked, and should have been the penalty, and there was no penalty call. And it was so flagrant. It was about 10 seconds after the play had stopped.
The Wild are going right back to work in the offensive zone, still smelling blood in the water here late in the first, up 3-0. Pushing and shoving behind the play between Trenyon and Byfield as the Kings finally get out through center ice. They just had too many men on the ice on a line change, and nothing called. Ogren now tries to center it, deflected off a Kings player, and then Ogren slashed by LaFerriere. Boy, this opening period went from rather quiet with not a lot of shots and scoring chances to awfully spicy in a few minutes.
It does not take much, that's for sure, but a nice little lull right now. We'll join the Minnesota Wild on October the 25th for Educator Appreciation Night, presented by Sargent Labs. Your ticket includes a special Wild Educator water bottle, and a portion of every ticket sold supports the Education Minnesota Foundation. Show your appreciation on for our incredible educators, and get your tickets today at wild.com/promotions.
And by the way, that puck was never even close to cover. I mean, I don't want to sound like sour grapes here, like I'm a salty broadcaster with the Wild leading this game 3-0, but just in the last two shifts, the officials have sort of halted action, if you will, that really didn't appear to be necessary.
Yeah, leave that salty appreciation to me, if you would.
That's your wheelhouse? Ogren on the forecheck, setting up Danila Yurov for an opportunity. In the preseason, the youngster Yurov had an assist in 7 shots. He played in all 6 preseason games. There's a chance in front. Volstead answers a tip by Turcotte. Nice setup there by Jeff Malott as the Kings' fourth line goes to work. But Volstead not tested much the last handful of minutes, makes a save in tight.
Yeah, he's getting that support in front, and that's exactly what you need. But Malott does a nice job of getting that puck, and Turcotte, nice redirect also. But there was our young goaltender right in position there, and that's what you want from a guy like him. Just follow the puck, does that, makes a save. The faceoff will be to his right with 1:45 to go here. Dave Fisher of the USA Hockey will be our guest after the first period tonight. A lot to talk about. World Juniors coming to town, of course, and you got the Olympics taking place. Billy Guerin's involved. We'll get all the information, all the scoops from Dave.
Make sure Dave knows about Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub, okay? If not, I'll tell him when you guys wrap up.
That means I have to give him a certificate.
No. Not necessarily. Here is Tarasenko winding one up along the right wing wall. Johansson flops it in. Kings taken away. Trevor Moore had 4 points in the season series last year against the Wild, up ice 4-0. Now Warren Fogle tried to carve it in front, blocked away by Middleton. Eric Sinek then went awkwardly into the sideboards as he was being tripped up, engaging for that puck. Good news is he got up quickly, although he was looking for a call that's not coming his way. And you don't see him argue much. Matt Boldy for the Wild with a pass out the center, but Kopitar, fresh off the Kings bench, stole it. And it's drilled back in by L.A. Volstead with his goal stick over to Brodin. Brodin quickly closed on, just trying to jab it past some trouble. Kempe was there. Now Cody Ceci ripping it back in the net. Kopitar looks, tries to center to Kempe. Right back to Kopitar, still behind the Wild net. He'll bounce one to the point for Cody Ceci. Ceci hands it to Kopitar. Kopitar up top, a shot by Kuzmenko, caught the glass. Rossi right wing corner with 22 to go in the frame, banked it along, and Boldy tips out the center. Mikey Anderson on a regroup to Kopitar. Now off the Ceci right side, once more Kopitar, rips it around the cage, Kuzmenko gathers, Brodin closing on him. Those two go to the corner. Now Kopitar behind the net again, a return pass for Kuzmenko, stolen by Brodin, rolled along to Kaprizov. He'll protect against his fellow countrymen, dangle it along, and that takes us to the first intermission.
Well, good period by Minnesota. That first period, they scored the only 3 goals of this hockey game, and they've got them all power play goals also as well. Shots right now 14-8 in favor of the home team as they go to the locker room, rest up for period number 2.
So the power play for Minnesota continues to be electric. 4 goals Saturday, 1 in the opener, 3 in the opening 20 minutes tonight. Spurgeon, Kaprizov, and Boldy, the back 2 of those. The Kaprizov and Boldy tallies on a 5-on-3, and then that subsequent 5-on-4. 3-0, the Wild lead it. Take a break. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
Texas Spirit started with Tito's handmade vodka. Back in the 90s, we had a dream as big as our home state. With grit, determination, and heart, we broke ground on the first legal distillery in Texas. Today, at the center of the craft spirits movement, we're still Texas-made and Texan-owned. Our copper caps line shelves, and we fill glasses with the smoothest juice around. Remember, just because it looks like vodka doesn't mean it tastes like Tito's. 40% alcohol by volume, naming 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
The Royal Golf Club is the Twin Cities' newest private club and the official golf club of the Minnesota Wild. Designed by legends Arnold Palmer and Annika Sorenstam, the Royal Golf Club features an 18-hole championship golfing experience along with world-class dining and club amenities. The Royal Golf Club, located just minutes from downtown St. Paul, blends a unique private club sophistication within a relaxed, natural setting. If you'd like more information about Royal Golf Club and limited membership offers, please visit RoyalClubMN.com today.
Minnesota is home to wild hockey and wild weather. Snow, hail, ice, your home takes it all. Thankfully, Andersen makes it easy with windows and doors that perform as great as they look. As the #1 trusted window and door brand, Andersen products are built to handle whatever Minnesota throws at you, season after season. In a world where a lot can go wrong, trust your home to Andersen, the official window and door partner of the Minnesota Wild. 2024 Andersen brand surveys of U.S. contractors, builders, architects, and homeowners. For warranty info, visit AndersonWindows.com.
This fall, the Sandman, Adam Sandler, You're My Best Friend Tour.
I feel like we're very good friends now.
Grand Casino Arena, October 22nd. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Buying stuff today can be kind of complicated. Scanning a QR code to order lunch, providing your email address to buy a tank top, entering your birthday to order a burrito. Come on. But thanks to Xcel Energy, you can buy LED lighting and save instantly without jumping through any hoops. No nonsense. Just instant savings. See how much you can save on Xcel Energy's selection of LED bulbs with instant rebates. Learn more at XcelEnergy.com/lighting deals.
When disaster strikes your commercial or multifamily property, every second counts. That's why property managers and business owners trust Clean Response. Clean Response is the Midwest premier provider of comprehensive water damage and fire damage restoration services. Our expert team is available 24/7 to minimize disruption and help restore your property after loss. With decades of experience and cutting-edge technology, we handle everything from small incidents to large-scale emergencies. Visit cleanresponse.com or call 651-646-3408 to learn more.
Twin Cities in December, it's the 2026 World Junior Hockey Championship.
Team USA has gone back-to-back!
Watch USA fight for gold in every preliminary game. Buy now at WorldJuniors.MN26.com.
Minnesota Wild Fan Line. Tonight, following the game on The Fan.
Well, welcome back to St. Paul, the Grand Casino Arena, where after one period of play, Minnesota leads the L.A. Kings by a score of 3-0 and 3 power play goals. They've had 14 shots, Minnesota's had, 8 on the other side. So Minnesota's sitting very good at this point after 20 minutes, but there's still 40 more minutes, possibly more, to go. I'm Tom Reed. Please be joined with one of the guys who's been with USA Hockey for many, many, many years, Dave Fisher, the Senior Director of Communications for USA Hockey. And Dave, welcome to the show. And how many years have you been with USA Hockey?
Oh, 21 now, Tom. 17 great years at Michigan Tech, 21 great years at USA Hockey, and here we are.
Michigan Tech.
Yeah, it's been a
great school.
Yeah.
I applied for a scholarship there to go to school.
How'd it go?
I got turned down.
Did you? I'm sorry. I would have too if I would have.
So instead of playing there, I want to play for the Chicago Blackhawks. Thank you very much, Michigan Tech.
I think that worked out well for you.
That worked out well for me. It certainly did. Lots going on, though. I mean, it's lots to talk about. We've got the World Junior competition coming here to the Twin Cities very soon. Starts the 26th of December, ends up on the New Year's Day. And, I mean, what a great event. And I'm watching these kids, and how many times I see World Junior competition they have at their age. And most of those kids make their way to the NHL.
Oh, yeah. I think on the Wild alone, 18 of the guys on the Wild today played in the World Juniors at one time in their career. And as you well know, and I think a good chunk of the listeners know, it is the most anticipated hockey tournament on the calendar every year, maybe outside the Olympics, would be the only thing that would be greater. And no disrespect to any of the other great world championships that take place, but I mean the skill level that you'll see from the 10 countries around the world over the course of the tournament. You mentioned it starts December 26th, wraps up January 5th with the gold medal game. You're just
people I said the 5th. I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah. No, yeah, a little beyond that, but it's just it'll be fun for the fans. And obviously what's on the ice is awesome, and you'll really enjoy that. But it's fun to welcome visitors from around the world here into the Twin Cities, get to meet people from around the world, all the ancillary things that will go on with the Fan Fest, both outdoors between here and the St. Paul Hotel, and then indoors in the River Center and also in Minneapolis. It's just going to be a big party.
Yeah, you have two arenas to work with. Of course, down the Gopher Arena, plus you got the Wild Arena. I mean, those are two big, NHL caliber facilities. And it's interesting, too. You said there's 10 countries. How do you determine who's going to play who when it comes to the tournament itself?
There's a ranking system that the International Ice Hockey Federation uses, and it's based on the finish of the previous season. So, of course, our nation has won the last 2 gold medals, first time ever, which is fun. So we're the top seed, and then it just goes by finish. And so the number 1 seed, there's 2 preliminary round groups, one that'll play here at Grand Casino Arena. Nice job on that. I still haven't slipped up myself. I've been practicing. 5 teams here, 5 at 3M Arena at Mariucci. Finland, who we beat in the gold medal game, they're the 2nd seed, so they're into the number 1 seed in the other group, and et cetera. So that's how it's seeded, and then you play round robin within your group, and then the top 8 teams, in terms of points collected in that group play, the bottom team in each is out. They play a relegation game. Those 4 teams on each side that advance to the quarterfinals, it's crossover. So the number 1 finishing seed here at Grand Casino will play the number 4 seed over at Mariucci and vice versa. So, and then it pairs down to semifinals and then the bronze and gold medal game. So every year it's a reset based on the year before and how teams finish.
Yeah, and I've been working with Debbie Estes, who's on the World Junior Championship Committee, and she's great. And, of course, there'll be a lot happening at Rice Park, and we're going to be involved in doing some of the things there, too, from my pub. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And, you mentioned the 10 teams, and it's going to be awesome having all those people, like you say, coming from the other countries. But it's just one thing. And then right after that, now we've got the Olympics coming up as well. And that's a 21-day break for this team here. That's which I'm sure a lot of players would appreciate because it gives you more energy going into the latter part of the season. But that's going to be so much fun.
People have been yearning for it. We got a little bit of a dab into it last February, as you know, Tom, with the Four Nations face-off. And the excitement.
Was a big dab.
Oh, my gosh. If that didn't whet the appetite, I'm not sure what did. And
the Kachucks made it worldwide famous.
Those 9 seconds of those 3 fights, JT Miller in on that, too. And, but when 10 million people, a little less than that, watch the championship game in the U.S. on ESPN, that tells you something. That got the attention of a lot. The stars aligned with that. And we'll see. We'll have that at a different level even in the Olympics. And you know all about that. And it'll be fun to have the NHL guys back. First time since 2014. And, we feel great in the U.S. between our men's team, our women's team, our Paralympic sled team that we have a chance to win all 3 gold medals. Not to be greedy, but
there's a chance there.
We're gonna try.
Yeah, well, the Wild general manager, of course, when you look at Minnesota, the involvement, and Bill is one of those guys who just knows exactly what he has to do. He's been very successful, so he'll be the guy who pulls the names together when it's all done. Bill Guerin, of course, the general manager of the Wild here as well. And you look at him, he's got John Hines, who will serve as an assistant coach. That's his coach here. You go with guys who are successful. That's what he's trying to do. You got Chris Kelleher, who's also an assistant GM here. He's with management. He'll help there. John Worley, athletic trainer. He and his staff with Travis Green will be there. Joel Boyd, the team doctor, he'll be there. So you bring your friends into it, but also people who you think can help get that gold medal whenever it comes about. But the Olympics are such a big deal.
They're all those people you mentioned, high-quality people, the best at what they do, and that's what Billy has really put together as a group of people. You mentioned the Wild connections, and obviously Mike Sullivan, our head coach, as accomplished a coach as American coach as there is in the game and beyond American, as accomplished as coach, period. So it's something fans will look forward to. It's I think we open February 12th on the men's side, February 5th on the women's side over in Milan, Italy. You been to Milan?
I was there last week. No, I didn't. No, I haven't been there yet. My wife actually went there. She was there, just got back from Milan. So that's another story. But it's great. And, we're really looking forward to the fact that the Olympics, that's really front and center, to be able to watch that. And it should be so much fun. And, of course, Billy Guerin's been very successful in the challenges he's had with this team, but also and making things happen. The Four Nations Cup, for example, was a huge hit.
Well, and he's lived the Olympics, as you know, Tom. Played in the Olympics, and it's great to have a former player as our general manager. And, I also should say we're on another front, too. We're excited to host the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame induction here in St. Paul on December the 10th. Zach Parise among the class of 5, former Wild player going in along with Scotty Gomez, Joe Pavelski, Tara Mounsey, and Bruce Bennett, a name some people might not be as familiar with.
I know the name.
50-plus year photographer of the game, the most preeminent photographer. He's captured more images than anybody and documented the history of our game. So Ray Sherrill from St. Paul, the Lester Patrick Trophy winner in the NHL, will be presented that night, and we're happy to have Steve Levy from ESPN as a host. So go to USHockeyHallOfFame.com for more on that. I should mention, too, fans can go to World Juniors MN, like Minnesota, World Juniors MN26.com to learn all about ticket information for the World Juniors, but also all the ancillary things kind of we're talking about, Rice Park, things at Tom Reed's, all the things going on.
Dave, thanks for being with us. Dave Fisher, the Senior Communications Director for USA Hockey, has been our guest. Kevin, gave you a lot of information there. It's all back to you now.
Good
Remember,
stuff. Thank you, Dave. And it sounds like he wants to give that gift certificate to me to Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. So thank you very much, Fish. Very generous of you as we celebrate another year of USA Hockey. We'll take a break, and we'll tell you this much. The Wild lead the Kings 3-rip after one period of play. More after a quick break. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
At CHS, we know what it takes to feed and fuel the world, to integrate a global ag and energy supply chain, to advocate for farmers in their fields and around the world, to build communities, invest in rural America, and empower rural economies. It takes courage, conviction, commitment. It takes the nation's leading farmer-owned cooperative. It takes a co-op. It takes CHS.
At the Home Depot, we know the world is a messy place. Keeping it clean takes science. That's why businesses everywhere have long trusted cleaning products from Ecolab to take on the toughest messes. And now, that level of clean is available for your home. Introducing Ecolab Scientific Clean, a full line of professional-grade cleaning products for all your home's needs. So you can clean like you mean business. Now available exclusively at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Xcel Energy's Home Energy Squad experts love helping you save energy. It makes their day to weather strip a door. Setting up a new smart thermostat is real high-five material. They have dreams about upgrading your light bulbs to LEDs. And installing a more efficient shower head is actually one of their love languages. Let the experts who love to help you save energy help you save money. Appointments are now free at xcelenergy.com/squad with free installation of eligible energy-saving equipment.
Know what the happiest bird is? Chicken. Cub fried chicken. Wait, let me rephrase that. Know what bird makes people happiest? Cub fried chicken. Crispy, crunchy, juicy, perfectly seasoned. It's the kind of chicken that disappears faster than you can say, 8-piece, please. Or, let's be real, maybe 12-piece. Because when it comes to fried chicken, more just means more happy. So if you're shopping chicken, shop Cub fried chicken. And shop happy.
This is Joel Erksnek, and you're listening to The Fan.
Three on the board, and they're all for the good guys. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
Hi, this is Marc-Andre Fleury on the audio home of the Minnesota Wild. I heard radio and FM, 100.3 KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul. The Fan.
Spurgeon, Kaprizov, Boldy. It's raining goals in St. Paul. The second is next. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino. Fall weather is knocking on our doors, and you know what that means. Chilly days are just around the corner. That's why it's good to know the knowledgeable, friendly dealers at Bryant Heating and Cooling will do whatever it takes to keep your furnace running efficiently, no matter what the weather throws at you. Talk to your local Bryant dealer about rebates and special financing plans, including 0% interest for 60 months for qualified buyers now through November 29th. Find your local dealer at Bryant.com. That's Bryant.com. Bryant, celebrating 25 years as the official heating and cooling company of the Minnesota Wild.
Take the leap. Make a splash. You want to keep up with your granddaughter. After all, she keeps you young. And a sore knee, back, or shoulder doesn't have to take that away. At TRIA, our physical therapists will help you treat whatever's holding you back. We use the latest therapy techniques and equipment to decrease pain and accelerate healing. With Tria by your side, your body can do amazing things. Visit Tria.com to make an appointment.
Traveling with the Minnesota Wild has never been easier. Introducing Wild Travel, a book seats experience, the official fan travel platform of your Minnesota Wild. It's your one-stop shop to bundle game tickets with flights and hotels, saving you up to 30%. With Wild Travel, you can customize your official Minnesota Wild for any game and never worry about hidden fees. Plan your next trip today at bookseats.com. Wild Travel, a book seats experience.
From highways to skyscrapers, from pipelines to wind farms, we build Minnesota and North and South Dakota. We are the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 49. We are equipment operators, and we believe hard work deserves fair pay and family-supporting benefits. Our apprentices earn while they learn, and our pension lets members build a comfortable retirement. This is more than a job, it's a career. Learn more at local49.org/wild.
We live in an instant world, but when it comes to getting paid for our hard work, we're stuck waiting 2 weeks. That's a system designed for a different time, and it's holding you back. Whether you're an employer wanting to offer a great new benefit or an employee looking to make your money work better, Daily Pay gives you access to earnings you've already worked for. Pay that bill, fill up your tank, or handle that unexpected expense, all on your schedule. Just like the Minnesota Wild doesn't wait to make the play, you don't have to wait to get paid. Visit dailypay.com/wild and get your money when you need it.
As the official sustainable water partner of the Minnesota Wild, Pentair helps the world sustainably move, improve, and enjoy water, life's most essential resource. From great tasting, filtered water straight from the kitchen faucet to water supply and sump pumps and everything in between, Pentair is focused on smart, sustainable water solutions that help our planet and people thrive. Visit Pentair.com to learn more. That's Pentair.com.
It's Dan Barrero. Catch me tomorrow, 3 to 6:30. Now back to Wild Hockey on the Fan.
The Minnesota Wild scored 4 more goals in their first 2 games of this young season. Third time they pulled that off in franchise history. And in Game 3, they potted 3 in the opening 20. Joe O'Donnell, Tom Reed back here with you. Grand Casino Arena, second period action. The Wild from left to right on your radio dial. The Kings skating from right to left. It's center ice. Picking up a loose puck is Marco Rossi. Spins it back to Jake Middleton. Middleton left circle. Banks it along. A D-to-D feed that's grabbed by Jared Spurgeon. Spurgeon hacks it ahead. Boldy tips in. That lands in the glove of Darcy Kemper off that tip from center ice. 30 seconds played in the second period. Tom, your kind of reflections back on the opening frame.
I don't think any question, Joe. That was a good period for Minnesota. But even the last play by Rossi. Rossi, if you look, he's going back into his own zone. He can't see what's behind him, and he's got the puck. So what's he do? He gives it to the defenseman who's facing the other way. And all of a sudden now he can make Rossi can make that spin and get ready to pass coming back this way. So it's all about communication and knowing where you are and what you can do and can't do in a situation like that.
Here's Johansson, offensive zone, churning it down to the right hash marks. Tarasenko fed Brodin, who had crashed down from his point position. It's stolen away, and the Kings have a 4-on-3 through center. Armia, left wing pass, Byfield threw one in front, nobody there. The Wild look to counter now as they've got some numbers, but Brodin just simply scaling it ahead. As the Kings flutter it back the other direction, picking it up Kempe. Stared down by Faber, took a shot that caught the end glass, maybe the stick of Wallstedt on the way by. John Hines saying this morning, Kings a man-on-man team in defensive zone. So if you can get some movement in the offensive zone, low to high, get bodies moving around, move that puck well, sometimes you can shake away from that man-on-man pressure. The Wild didn't really need that in the opening period because all 3 goals came on the power play. 3 for 4 in the opening period, the Wild man advantage. By far and away right now, the top power play in the NHL. Here we have a call. This is going to be on Minnesota. It's Kopitar. Skips it along to Kempe. His pass fanned on. And a touch up by Hartman. Brings us to a halt in play, and it looks like a holding call.
That's what it's going to be. And right by the penalty box, it'll be called.
Minnesota penalty number 17, 2 minutes, holding.
So the big guy, assistant captain, Lino goes to the box right now, gives the LA Kings their first power play of this hockey game coming at 1:40 of period number 2.
He kind of grabbed Mikey Anderson with his left glove a bit. Not a whole lot there, Tom, but when you've had 4 power plays your way and none that way, you got to be careful.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Of course, Mikey Anderson from Minnesota, one of those guys who have made their way to the big leagues.
Played for Hill Murray in the state tournament, high school state tournament here.
Went to UMD, NCHC, and of course out of Fridley, Minnesota.
Kempe a shot, kick save by Volstead, rebound to his right, hammered down the ice by Brock Faber. Wild penalty kill on the season, 4 out of 5. Kings power play was 0 for 5 Saturday. Last year against the Wild, in 3 meetings, they were 3 out of 7, the man advantage. Here's Kevin Fiala. Bottom of the left circle, offensive zone up top, Kempe. Hand it back to Fiala at the dot. Curls back because of the pressure of Faber. Rolled it up top, Kempe. Back to Fiala. Kempe slides to his right, goes to the left wing corner, Kuzmenko. Dealt it up top, Fiala to the right wing goal line area for Kopitar. Centering pass for Byfield. Couldn't get a shot through, and the Wild just simply outworked the Kings power play there. It's chopped down by Middleton.
Yeah, nice play by Middleton. Had to reach for it. Just got the heel of the stick onto the puck, but it got all the way down the ice.
Byfield, who was in the slot, couldn't get that shot through, was begging for a call as he went to the bench. Grant Clark now to Kuzmenko. The Kings power play tries to set up again, and Joel Eriksson with a golf-like swing, just chipping that puck out the center. Foligno in the box for another 50 seconds. He, of course, a big part of the Wild penalty kill from a forward perspective. Is LaFerriere from right to left on your radio dial, the Harvard University product. Chisels one in, Spurgeon back. Couldn't get it past the Kings' pressure. Here's Grant Clark. His first ever NHL road game came in St. Paul a couple of years back. Left point Dowdy. At the hash marks, now bottom of the left circle. It's LaFerriere, back to Dowdy, a long shot, blocked out in front. LaFerriere had a handle on his backhand. He'll twist to the left wing dasher, walked out with a wrister, blocked by Bogosian. It came free for Clark. Sent it down low to Deneau. They'll play catch, Philip Deneau. Centering, great save, Volstead. A right kick save on a one-timer in tight by Yoel Armia.
Yeah, he was focused on that one, Volstead was.
Power play down to its final 5 seconds as Rossi swerves it back, and Bogosian will wrist it out the center ice. Foligno's out of the box. Trenyon bumps into Deneau. Skating to the loose puck. Rossi centered. Foligno fans on a one-timer from the top of the right circle. Rossi absorbed the check as he lifted it around. Left side, Brodin pinched in. Played it up top. Hinostroza covering. Down the right wing wall, Faber. Got it to the slot. Batting at it a couple of times, both Brodin and Foligno, and nothing there for Minnesota. 4 minutes played in period 2. Still a 3-0 lead here for the hometown Wild. Their final game of this quick little 2-game homestand before they head out for 5 on the road, which means 6 of the first 8 of this young season away from St. Paul for Minnesota. Deneau charged it along. LaFerriere tried to bat it in, couldn't, stealing Hinostroza. With Foligno going to the front of the net, Hinostroza laid it back for Urov. He just tried to one-touch it in front, nothing there. Now hacking at one from long range was Faber. That missiled wide. Foligno to the carom. Off to Hinostroza. The Wild finishing a line change as Danila Urov goes to work. He'll spin it around the boards. Right circle, Faber crashed down, left it back for Liam Ogren. He's checked off the puck by Drew Doughty, but the Kings, finally on a second effort, do play it out the center. Stretch pass now. It's Ogren in, and he couldn't get much of a shot off as he's being hogtied from the back end pressure there by the Kings. Good pass by Hinostroza, though, to send him in, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely. He was looking where to go with it and just following up on the play there, but nice play all the way through with Hinostroza.
Kings in tight, denied. Turcotte with a whipping wraparound try. And Volstead strong to push across his goal crease and hang on.
Yeah, and the fans showing their appreciation also. They like what they see right now, but there's a long way to go in this hockey game. 14:51 to be exact remaining here in period number 2. The shots right now 15-11 in favor of the Wild, and the faceoff is going to be deep in the Minnesota zone.
Turcotte there was all alone to the left of Volstead, and he caught that pass and just really kind of mohawked and got on his edges there to torque around the goal crease. Volstead very calm back there making the save. Volstead played in just 2 National Hockey League games last year for the Wild. His NHL career record is 2-3-0. In the preseason, he stopped 59 of 63. By all indications, Tom, he had a great training camp, obviously a good preseason, and gets his first crack at it here in the regular season tonight. William defended beautifully on that rush by the Kings, as Trevor Moore was trying to speed in. And now it's Cody Ceci to snap it up ice. Over the offensive blue line is Malott. 2 fights in the first 3 games of the year for big Jeff Malott of the LA Kings. Kaprizov left wing wall. Takes a breakout pass and charges ahead. Will crisscross with Bogosian, and that draws this play offside.
Well, being the 25th anniversary, lots going on here. You can see lots of things happening during the course of the year. On Tuesday, October the 28th, that's one of the dates that they'll have some things happening. They're going to commemorate with the alumni are going to be here. They've got some giveaways. They've got some bubbleheads they're going to give away. But October the 28th against Winnipeg, November the 4th at Nashville. It's going to be December the 21st with Colorado coming to town, and the 24th of January against Florida. So get your tickets for those events, because you may get some really, really nice stuff given away here to promote the 25th anniversary of this hockey team.
Armia comes up with a puck defensively for LA, rolled it along. Byfield chips it off the right wing wall and in. Back-to-back 20-goal and 5th-plus point seasons for Quinton Byfield, the former 2nd overall pick in 2020. Spurgeon defending, chopped it up, not out, held in by Mikey Anderson. It's rolled around the wall. Dowdy crashed down. Armia at the blue line with a long wrister, and Volstead stays on his skates, snatches it and hangs on. And now a little bit of rough stuff here as Eric Sinek face-washing Dowdy. He didn't like something happened on that prior sequence.
Well, Dowdy did something after the whistle had gone in behind the net there, and that's what brought Eric Sinek into it. Dowdy, that's the type of game he plays, though. He tries to get under your skin. He did a good job on that one, but at the same time, Eric Sinek just let him know that won't tolerate it. And Eric Sinek, he doesn't care. He as many hits as he takes, as much punishment he takes, the next shift, he's right back to the same position again.
Nice to see him give it out occasionally, too. 13:32 to go in the second period. It's still 3-0 in favor of the hometown Wild. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
When disaster strikes your commercial or multifamily property, every second counts. That's why property managers and business owners trust Clean Response. Clean Response is the Midwest premier provider of comprehensive water damage and fire damage restoration services. Our expert team is available 24/7 to minimize disruption and help restore your property after loss. With decades of experience and cutting-edge technology, we handle everything from small incidents to large-scale emergencies. Visit cleanresponse.com or call 651-646-3408 to learn more. Celebrating 25 seasons of Minnesota Wild hockey.
Many goaltenders have come through the turnstiles of the Minnesota Wild, but few have had the impact of the Flower.
And in that, number 29, the best dad ever.
Wild trying to get out of the woods here, leading 3-2. Malkin to drive right circle. Stop by Murray! And he hangs on.
It's an honor. I got goosebumps, a little bit of tears maybe, not before the game, but just definitely felt nice. Thank you, guys.
21 seasons in the NHL, but it'll be the 4 he spent in Minnesota that Wild fans will cherish as he grabs 64 of his career 575 wins while wearing this uniform.
All season long, we're celebrating the names and moments that helped create the first quarter century of Minnesota Wild hockey. Join us for the next chapter. Log on to wild.com/tickets.
No one talks more hockey on the Fan than Common Antenna B. Noon to 3 weekdays right here on the Fan.
Leads. Experience the thrill of Minnesota Wild hockey with the flexibility of the 11-game or Flex memberships. All the membership perks are on your schedule and your budget. Check out our 11-game and Flex membership options at wild.com/forever. Don't miss a moment of the action.
Kings win the offensive zone face-off. They speed one to the left point. Edmondson, a shot, tipped around. Volstead found it. Marcus Johansson picks up the rebound, cuts around the Minnesota cage and bursts ahead. 34-year-old Marcus Johansson tried to feed Tarasenko, was chiseled away. So Tarasenko flicks it to the left. Brodin goes D to D. Faber up now, right wing side of Tarasenko. Back it along for Johansson. Trying to cut past the body check of Joel Edmondson. Kings take over. Kuzmenko squeezing it to Kopitar. His pass broken up partially by Brodin. But Kopitar on it again. Lays it back. Edmondson to Clark. The young blue liner twisting it back to Joel Edmondson. Second year of a 4-year deal with the Kings. So headman for a tip in by Adrian Kempe. Wild Bank it D to D. They'll play catch again. Berdine to Faber lost it. Look out, LaFerriere centers for a shot by Moore. Must hit something. It rocketed well over the crossbar. Boy, that was not a spot you want to give a puck away, especially Brodin and Faber just kind of casually back there playing catch.
Well, the puck came in and back to Faber. It got in his skates, and he couldn't find the handle on the puck.
Kings launch it in from center. Well played by Volstead. He came out to his left and muscled it ahead. Now the Wild in business. Kaprizov off the rush. A wrister. That hit Cody Ceci. A couple of Kings players thought that left the surface. Either that or they were directing traffic and eventually found Bogosian. His drive went wide. Moore hunts it down as the puck ricochets all the way in the Wild zone. Bogosian to trace and track him to the end wall. Bouillon and Deneau are there as well for the respective sides. So two from each team trying to dig it out, Tom.
Yeah, Bogosian not looking at the puck at all. He's just looking where the man's going because he knows he takes a man out, somebody else will pick up the puck.
And back to that play, Tom, is the Kings were trying for one of those, dump-in bank passes, right? Smack it off the end wall and have pressure going. Volstead read it, came out to his left and just stopped it with his goal stick and moved it along. Here's Dumoulin left point faking a shot. Rolled it back across. Kings nearly had too many men on the ice again. Keeping it in and playing it down low was Turcotte. Now trying to center is Trevor Moore. Bouillon muted that. Turcotte got to it. Worked it to Doughty. Return pass came back and Turcotte's long shot glanced off Volstead with traffic in front. Bouillon deep in his own zone. Stops. Feathers it left wing corner. Kaprizov. Good tape-to-tape break wide pass for Boldy, who hits the red line and drills it in. The Wild top line was trapped out there for a while.
Yeah, they were, but that gave him a chance to get to the bench and get some freshness on the ice.
Doughty spun one dangerously side of his net, and Kemper will just gobble it up because of the pressure coming from Ryan Hartman.
Well, big nights, bold themes, and exclusive gear. Promotional nights with the Minnesota Wild are here. So score exclusive merch and theme fun with promotional nights.